Okay, now this problem, we're going to do the triple time estimate, where we have a pessimistic and an optimistic time and a most likely time to get the project done. And so I'm looking at solve problem 2 now on page 74 to demonstrate how this works. And I've loaded in the information already, and I'm ready to push the solve button. So let me push solve. All right. Now, I have these different charts showing up on the, I want to do the activity time calculations. That's that one. Okay. And we'll go into this one in a little bit more detail, but let's switch for a moment back to the charts. There's the chart. There's the Gantt chart showing that the expected time is 20 days. If you look over here, expected time is 20 days. A precedence graph. That's what that looks like. Critical path BCEG. Okay. And the question they're asking is, what is the probability? If you look on page 77 now, it's asking for the probability of completing the project in 23 days. Okay, so how do we do that? Well, there is a formula on page 77 that shows how we do that. We're asking the question, what's the probability of getting it done in 23 days? Now, if I go back to the window and get the activity time computations, I'm going to find a number right there, 3.89. That is the variation. Okay, that is the variation. That number matches up with that 388 that's in the denominator of page 77. So in order to do this probability that it'll be done in 23 days, we take 23 minus 20, 20 being the estimated time from the other chart. I'll go back and we'll look at that. The estimated time, we'll go to the chart. Okay, I would have to add them up doing that one, so let's choose the Gantt. 20 days right there. The estimated time is 20 days. The question is, what's the probability it'll be done in 23 days? Okay, so I go back now to the activity time computations. I need the square root of that number right there, that 3.89, in the denominator. And it's going to be 20, in the numerator, it's 23 minus 20 days. So we're asking the question, what's the probability it will be done? I get this answer of 1.52. Then I go to page 617, and in page 617, I go down the left-hand column, and I'm looking for 1.52. And I find the answer 0.9357. Okay, 0.9357. So that is the probability that I'll get this thing done in 23 days when my expected time is to be done in 20. Okay, is 0.9357. Now, it's worth noting also that if the question I'm asking is, how about my probability of getting it done in 17 days, the equation changes, and I would still have that square root of 3.88 in the denominator, but in the numerator, since the first number is smaller, I'm going to look for 1 minus 1.52. Okay, so whenever I'm asking the question, what's the probability I can get it done earlier, then I put that smaller number, which would be, in this example, I say 17 minus 20. I still get a 1.52, but it's a negative 1.52. So to find the answer, I would say 1 minus what I find on that chart, on page 617. Okay, and so that would be like around 10% or 7%. It would be 1 minus 0.9357 is the bottom line there. Okay. So I just wanted you to know that little trick. If the number that you're asking for is larger than the estimated time, you go to that chart, you take that number directly off the chart. But if it's the smaller time you're asking for, then it's 1 minus that number from the chart. All right, I hope I've explained that well enough. And if you have any questions, you can let me know, okay? But that's how we do the triple time estimate, and that is one of your homework assignments. So again, in order to do this problem, then I got to go back and pick I'll go to the window again, and I'll pick a chart, and I'll right click on that, copy and paste it, and then I'll go to the activity time, going back to the window, and I would go to the activity time, and I would right click on that, copy it, and put it in Word, okay? And then I would show my answers. What are my answers to the questions? Not good enough just to put the chart there. I have to actually say what the answer is, okay? So I hope that helps. Work on those, and send me an email with those homework problems now done, using these as a template for how you might do the homework problems. Send them to me, and we'll go from there, okay? See you later.